Welcome to Dead Man Talking. Tonight's story is a bit of a background on our subscriber Daryl, who submitted a story I've uploaded earlier. Wow, guys, this man has had an amazing life. 31 years of researching the Dogman, speaking with witnesses, people who have had encounters firsthand with this creature spanning back 31 years. So I'm sure Daryl has heard and seen all sorts of things, and I really do look forward to getting to know him better and hearing some of those ideas, theories and facts. Without further ado, guys, let's get into tonight's story, submitted by Daryl. Hey DMT, I thought I'd just give you a bit of background information on what really got me into the whole Dogman thing. You see, it happened to me over 31 years ago, and it was my first encounter with this thing. It wasn't the type of encounter that went badly. And I was born in Flint, but moved to Wyoming, Michigan when I was a teen. Flint just started to turn into a hellhole. My father lost his job at General Motors, and I grew up hearing stories about the Michigan Dogman, but was assured by my father and a few of my uncles that it was just merely a myth. But my grandparents, who were from Kentucky, did not share that belief. My cousins and my siblings would visit them on summer break, and us kids were always told we had to be indoors after sunset, or the woolly booger's dog would get us, take us into the woods and eat us. What the fuck? What the fuck was a woolly booger, and what kind of dog did he have? Grandpa would always come outside at sunset and round all of us kids up and tell us to get in the house. Sometimes he would sit on the front porch and have his rifle laying on his lap. He and my grandma had a huge German Shepherd named Toby, and he would sit by my grandpa's side and just stare out at us kids. I swore he was watching over us. My grandparents knew more than they were letting on, and I clearly remember my father and uncles getting into arguments with them over telling us the stories and trying to scare us. After I turned 19, I joined the army and really forgot about the stories until I got married. I went to visit my in-laws, and my wife had bought me a new camera for my birthday. So one winter morning, I wanted to check out how it worked. So I ventured into the woods about a mile from my in-laws' house. I remember it was a sunny February morning. There was a light snow covering the ground, but it was cold. I wanted to get some wildlife photos, possibly a fox or some deer. Well, I got more than I bargained for that morning. As I walked up to this old bridge that had been built in the 1800s, I saw what was left of a homestead. That is when my life completely changed, and I had found out what my grandpa had been talking about all these years ago. It was looking at me, peeping from behind a tree. At first, I thought it was just a stray dog, but when it stood up and had hands wrapped around that tree, oh hell no, that was no dog. Its muzzle was full of teeth, and it was looking at me as if I'd startled it. It just stared at me. At first, I froze, and then I thought, I have to get a picture of this. No one will believe me. As I raised my camera and advanced the film, the 35mm film snapped. It tore due to the extreme cold. This thing heard the click and stepped out from behind the tree and just fucking walked away on two legs. I slowly backed away and headed for my in-laws' house. That, I'm afraid, was the beginning. I had to know more. Then, at a cookout, I started hearing stories from other people and decided to start documenting these encounters, the locations, the way the creatures terrorized the people. At first, it was a hobby. Then, it became an obsession. Then finally, a nightmare. DMT, I have given up documenting due to the nature of this creature. It is malicious. It terrorizes for fun, and it has no fear of man or guns. It is king in its domain, and it is very, very stealthy. Please let the people know and stress that they should not go out hunting these things. If that was the same one behind me, and it has been shot at least 3 times, and once at point blank range straight to the chest with a 30 gauge 6 rifle, then clearly just walk off without any sort of phase or limp. It is not to be messed with. It is stronger than any creature we know scientifically today. Wow. That concludes our story tonight. Thank you, Daryl, so much for coming forward and sharing that with me, and obviously letting me share that with the channel and the audience. Hope you guys enjoyed that story. Please do let us know in the comments below. Please do like and share. And as ever, folks, be safe, not sorry.